How you doing? It's Al Nigrin again. I'm the executive director and the curator of the New Jersey Film Festival. We're celebrating our 30th anniversary, and our spring 2012 lineup will be taking place from January 20th through March 1st on select Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday evenings. If you want to check out the lineup, go to our website, www.njfilmfest.com, and click on schedule when you get to our homepage. We're also offering media workshops, media art workshops, intro to screenwriting, filmmaking, how to raise money for film and video projects, the film business taught by an entertainment lawyer, and audio for film and video. We have two guests here who are going to be talking about their wonderful documentary called Halloweenville, and I'll introduce them to you in a second, but let me tell you about that screening. It'll be taking place on Friday, January 27th in our new state-of-the-art facility. It's Voorhees Hall, room 105. It's adjacent to the Zimmerli Art Museum, which is about a 3-minute walk from the New Brunswick train station and about a 4 or 5-minute walk from downtown New Brunswick. Our new state-of-the-art facility features stadium seating, as well as high-definition projection, cushy chairs, and there'll be a special promotion that evening. We'll be giving out free sandwiches courtesy of Jimmy John's. Well, that evening we'll be doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 short films prior to Halloweenville, and they're all really quite wonderful. But the feature that evening is a documentary about Lambertville, and here to tell us about it are the two directors, Kaye and Gary Cohen. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Paul, since this is your brainchild, I guess?
Well, yeah, I moved into Lambertville in 2000, and one of the first things, and we got accustomed, started to get acclimated to the community, and one of the first things I saw was that during Halloween, the town did things that a lot of other towns don't do, or things that were done to quite an extreme. And when the day itself came around, it was just amazing, the turnout of people and the way that the houses were decorated. And it just sort of screamed out to be documented. And so Gary and I had actually been friends since high school, and we worked on literally dozens of projects together, both theater and film. And he actually decided to move down in that area too. And so actually he moved right across the street from me, as it turns out. And he said, what a great thing, you know, it's just kind of screaming out to be made. So at our first opportunity, we went ahead and started working on it.
So as far as documentaries go, what did you guys shoot on, Gary?
Well, we did it kind of on the cheap. It's all mini DV. We went out with 4 Canon GL2s. And that was for when it was a live event that we had to capture. That's when we used all 4 cameras. Yeah. Otherwise, we would just use one for an interview kind of a situation. And it was edited on Final Cut Pro. So basically, we knew how the project was going to end. It was going to culminate on Halloween night. Right. Up until then, we didn't have a structure till we got into the editing room. We interviewed the participants. We experienced people setting up. We went to both. Well, I wasn't there for the day you went to the what's it called? The Pet
Parade.
Where
That's one of the highlights of it.
It's a very big highlight.
Yeah.
And then there's a kids and adult parade. We invited ourselves to have dinner on Mischief Night to a restaurant that goes all out, and everybody gets dressed up. So we put all that we had, about 8 hours worth of footage. I thought we were going to get a 20-minute documentary at most. The first cut was 2 hours. And then we wound up with 1 hour and 3 minutes. Right. So there was a lot to tell.
It's just the right length, I must say. And to be honest with you, I really didn't know Lambertville converted itself into Halloweenville around this time of the year, almost like the way Mardi Gras transforms New Orleans, although they're much different cities. I mean,
but we did keep hearing that from people we interviewed. This is to Halloween's to Lambertville as Mardi Gras to New Orleans.
I had seen a film, I guess about 7 years ago, called Diker Lights, which was based on the Christmas lights in Diker Heights in Brooklyn, and I guess that was in the back of my mind. The great thing about it is that's about 20 minutes long, and it turned out that these were people who went out to like a Walmart or wherever and just tried to one-up each other on the Christmas lights, you know. And so it's kind of interesting for about 10 minutes, and it's a 20-minute long documentary. We found that we had a very different situation on our hands because it's not people going out buying things at your local Costco or whatever. Lambertville's filled with a lot of creative people, a lot of artists, and these are people who take the time, create things in their basements, in their studios, with loving care, and put these things out every year. We found out that a lot of the people who do go all out don't even know what the other people in the area are
probably
doing.
don't care either.
No.
Well, they found it very amusing. They looked at the film and they said, "This is the
that's
first."
what they do.
Yeah, okay, this is the first time, and they really do spend $200 to $500 on candy every year. There's one street, North Union Avenue. It's about 5 blocks long, where that's the ground zero.
They call it Ground Zero.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
I've been there. I've been to Lambertville a few times, and it's just such a charming place. And the way that it transforms around, I mean, people have to see this film to really get a sense of what it's like, because you really. I think using the GL2s, you're able to kind of infiltrate the without being
They didn't know we were. Yeah, it didn't look like these cameras or
They're
anything
small
like that.
cameras. That's what's nice about the film. Tell us a little bit more about the music and the people who participate that
I
do
did
the voiceover.
This was a surprise to Paul, but the story is we both love Troll 2, one of the great awful movies of all time. In fact, there's a documentary about Troll 2 called The Best Worst Movie. So we discovered Deborah Reed, who's the leading character in it, on Facebook. I think Paul found her first, and I became friends with her on Facebook. And I didn't tell Paul I was going to do this. I wrote to her on Facebook, explained the situation, said, if I send you some copy, would you mind being the narrator? She loved it. The exchange was we had to promote her Go Green with the Troll Queen website, which of course we did. So she does voiceovers and what have you in Omaha, Oklahoma, Utah. They're all the same. And she recorded it with her husband and sent it back to me as an MP3, and we cut that in. Now you talk about Garland.
Well, Garland Jeffries I actually met back in the 70s in New York City, and not that we're great friends, but we've sort of known each other on and off. And he has a song called Haunted House that he did on, I think it's his 3rd album. And he has begun touring and has a new album out, and he's getting a lot of critical acclaim. And we asked him, well, you know.
He's a very generous guy.
A very generous guy. So he gave us a really good deal on the music, and it just works perfectly as the end credits, I think.
I agree. Well, folks, we've run out of time.
Oh, okay.
And I'm so sorry, but I want people to come to see this wonderful film, and you'll also be there, right? You
Absolutely.
Guys? On Friday,
and
January
our third partner,
27th.
too.
Yes, there's a third director. On Friday, January 27th at 7 p.m. in Voorhees 105. Check out our website, njfilmfest.com, for more info. And thanks for watching.